So a good break for everybody, you feel like? I know you're just getting back today, but
Yeah.
hoping it's a good little rest for everyone.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, playing 3 games, like I was just saying, a lot of teams just play 1 game before they have a break, and you know, playing 3 games in a row, I think that's you know, it's beneficial. One, you're playing 3 games, not always practicing, and hopefully the conditioning part. You don't lose a lot when you're off 3 to 4 days. So you know, hopefully we can pick up where we left off.
These last 4 games kind of give you the foundation you need going into the Big Ten.
Oh, I sure hope so. You know, anytime you can start playing better and playing well and starting to gel and win games, that just builds the confidence for your team. And you know, Big Ten's totally different though. You just got your 7-4, you've done what you've done, but now it's 18 grinders, and we'll just see what happens. It's gonna be tough.
You know, at the time of those losses, you talk about learning lessons. Do you feel like they did that, you know, in those close games, learn some lessons from them?
I mean, it seemed like we did. You know, I felt like when we got behind, we were able to pull through, and if we were ahead, we kind of maintained things. We got out of the gate better. We played defense better. You know, so I felt like we did those things. You know, some of the things that it just came down to. You know, for me, it's you always talk about certain plays or this or this. You know, for me, it's free throws. You know, everybody's got to be a great free throw shooting team, and you're seeing it all over the country. Top teams are getting beat because they're not shooting free throws well. And, you know, we could have had 2 of those games with free throws, and you know, so when you look at that, you feel like you can at least control some of the things. So that's promising.
Why is this team taking care of the ball, you know, pretty well, averaging probably 15 or so turnovers a game?
Well, we'll knock on wood now that he told me that. You know, I just think, you know, just the decisions, we don't take a ton of risk, and that's not a bad thing. You know, we're a little bit more fundamental in certain areas, you know, but I think what's really good to see is our last couple games is how well we ran, and we still took care of the basketball. So that was great, because sometimes when you're a running team, you're getting up and down, you're gonna cough the ball up. So I think, you know, we just value the ball, and the more opportunities that we have, we've been able to crash the offensive boards.
Is that you guys need that offensively to get some of those easy points for this team especially?
Anybody in the country right now, that's been the key to teams. When a team's ahead by 12 points, how they're getting back in the game is if somebody misses and they're coming down in transition and going to the hole. So I mean, I've watched so many games, and that's a key to the success.
You mentioned over the weekend that teams are going to play a zone. I mean, that's how you would scout that. So from your guys' standpoint, how do you counter that? What needs to happen for you guys to be successful against the zone?
We need one kid that flat out can shoot the 3. I mean, we got to extend the floor, you know, and that'll happen. It's just taking longer than what they want and what we want. You know, I mean, it's. But that will kind of sure things up. If you start knocking down outside shots, then people have to play differently. Right now, they're just, you know, clogging it in, allowing Lisa and Whitney to get the ball. And I think Lisa and Whitney has handled things really well, and now have scored differently. And we've improved in that area and finding shots in a different area. But we got to be able to knock down the 3.
Just talk about the challenges starting conference playoff on the road, and for this team in particular.
It's tough because you got 5 freshmen. You know, it goes both ways. They don't know any better, or they don't realize how tough it is, you know. So, but we've got, you know, again, we got some upperclassmen and a staff that has to make sure that they understand that in the next 2 days. You know, we've had 4 days off. Now it's time to focus. And when they have off time, they need to be in the gym. They need to be talking to their upperclassmen about how hard it is and what the grind and how we got to battle and how important everybody is.
You talk about the youth, how important are the first couple of minutes of this game to kind of let them settle in and you know, be ready to go? It's
big, especially because Illinois gets out to great starts. I mean, every team that they've played, they get out to an amazing start. They're like on fire, so that's going to be a key.
A couple times this year, you guys have struggled with good shooting teams from the perimeter, and Lisa talked about the shooting that Illinois has. Just how important is to defend them from the outside?
Well, it's been key, and if you look at our first 6 or 7 games, if you look at our defensive stats, they weren't very good. You look at our last 4 games when we won, our defensive stats were great. So, you know, it comes down to playing defense.